we have tennis coming up. We got so enthused about the Tennis Champions Classic this Saturday evening.
You got enthused.
I got enthused.
You talked me into getting enthused.
So I talked Bob McLean into going out and playing tennis with me. And we were fortunate enough to get a KYW
These people
film
don't
crew.
even know me, and they're smiling already.
Well, why don't we check out this film? If Bob Loudon will roll it now, we'll take a look at it.
Okay, take it.
We went to Hedlund Indoor Tennis Club because it was freezing cold outside. We were sort of looking forward to the match in a stern way.
Bill, as you can see, was carrying his tennis racket in the usual pro style, the torn paper bag.
And Bob McLean, well, Bob is handling his equipment in a manner all his own. He had it in his hands, actually. Well, this is sort of the match of the decade among the stars here in Philadelphia. Bob McLean being the star. I'm the amateur here. Bob gave me a bump there trying to throw off my arm.
And here we are, inside.
And we had a little difficulty in the beginning there. I had to straighten Bob out.
I couldn't understand what was wrong.
Well,
the first volley, or whatever you call it, and he calls me over, and...
See, there was a bit of an equipment problem here in the beginning. This is just one of the little basic things I had to tell Bob about. He hadn't played for, a couple of weeks. He had forgotten some of the fundamentals.
A couple of centuries. Oh! What do you call that thing?
That's called a press.
I thought it was called a tennis... Oh, that's a tennis racket.
Moment of truth.
You know, Bill, you teach me new things every day.
Well, in a minute, I'm going to really hit you with a serve. Well, we had a look. Bob still wasn't sure what to do. I had to get him to put the wooden press down on the sidelines and come back and get ready to return a serve. That, of course, is my great serve.
Oh, that is a great serve.
Now, here are great shots. Never seen before anywhere of Bob McLean returning some hard-hit. He inadvertently hit himself in the stomach with a racket there.
Well, we had a lovely lady watching us.
A beautiful grandmotherly type who really took an attraction to Bob.
She laughed out loud at me.
She liked you. Oh, that's right. This is where Bob called time and invited this woman over to play with us.
Yeah,
she couldn't believe that a big star like you would want her, an elderly
such a
grandmother.
great tennis player, too. So I had to do a little, I don't know, what do you call it, conning?
A little bit of conning. You set up the sides, of course, the two of us against you.
That's it, because after all, I had played so well against you earlier. And I figured that she would just be about my speed, you see.
Bob is all set to, he was all set to really beat us. So she started, laying into the ball pretty well. He's giving Bob some hard times there.
Bill,
Actually,
you sure were a big help.
She was whamming it. She caught you there with a shot.
She sure did.
I couldn't believe her form. She was hitting the ball about 75 miles an hour.
She really hit me, too. And my great friend Bill Boggs came over and helped me out.
Now here we came in with some of our great defensive maneuvers. The ball bounced between us. Oops, dropped the racket. Back to play. All right, now on this play, I've called for it. Now here's an instant replay of that scene in slow motion. I come over to handle the ball, and watch what Bob does to me. He actually trips me and knocks me down, and I fall to the floor.
You see,
the camera caught that.
Terrific camera work. Terrific. Great acting is right.
Now we're back to live acting. Here I go back for a lob and
shot and
out the door.
Oh. I think I've given up tennis. I've retired, really. But there is the big tennis tournament coming up, and that's why we went out and thought... We actually had invited Rod Laver and the other stars to play tennis with us.
But they were afraid.
I know they were. But they're in town, Bill.
And they'll be back in the next segment. Well, at least Rod Laver will be
for that big tennis tournament at the Spectrum coming up. In fact, the word is tennis anyone. Or should we say everyone, after this timeout.